Hello everyone. Today I will teach you about the advantages of flowchart. In previous class I taught you the algorithm, how to make algorithm, how to design algorithm. Then in the next video I taught you about how flowchart works, what are the steps required to do it, what are the need and what are the things required to do it. In today's class, I will tell you that what are the advantages and disadvantages of a flowchart. So, you all are ready? I think so. And one thing I want to make you very clear, beta, that for class 9th, 10th, and 11th, this chapter is quite important because this will make your basic clear that how you will make a program. In this class 8 also, you are having BlueJ in your course. I think chapter number 5th and 6th. And this algorithm and flowchart chapter will help you out in making programming. So make yourself very comfortable with this. You just see my videos many times, that by which you can clear yourself very easily, because this chapter is very easy. Just practice needed. As I told you in my previous video lecture, that you have to do the activity section of this book, page number 52, by your own. You will be very helpful by that. So keep yourself very. Let us start our today's class. And one thing more I want to tell you again, that please make yourself safe by outside going, and do my yoga, whatever I had taught you in the first class. Please do it and make yourself safe and sound. So let us start today's class of advantages of a flowchart. The benefits of a flowchart are as follows, which is given in front of you all. The first one is communication. The pictorial representation of the flowchart provides better communication. It is easier for the programmer to explain the logic of a program. Whatever representation you are doing, it has been a better communication, because a programmer can understand it very easily by the logics whatever you have implemented or you have used over there. Then effective analysis. It is very useful technique, as flowchart is pictorial representation that helps the programmer to analyze the problem in detail. Proper documentation. Flowcharts serve as good program documentation. Which is needed for various purposes to solve the problems. Flowcharts serve as good program documentation, means to make the program, because all the things whatever you have used, it is quite clear, and if it is quite clear, then the document, then the programming, or we can say the coding, can do very easily. Next, efficient coding. Flowcharts acts as a roadmap for the programmers. It gives a clear idea to the program to write a program. As you all are making any painting, then first of all you are doing the sketching of that. This flowchart is a sketch, or we can say a model, a rough model, a blueprint, which decides that how our program going to be made. Then proper debugging. This means that whatever you are making, you do the proper debugging. If there is any error, you just remove it by taking proper decisions. Then, using a flowchart, we can systematically detect, locate, and remove mistakes from a program. Efficient program maintenance. The maintenance of operating a program becomes easy with the help of a flowchart. It enables the programmer to put in more efforts. So, these are the advantages of a flowchart. When we make any flowchart, then these are the advantages which a programmer get it. A effective analysis, we can analysis it very effectively. Proper documentation, then after that efficient coding, then after that proper debugging, efficient program maintenance. That means these are the help which we are getting after making any flowchart. We can easily understand it by proper communication. Effective analysis, we can analyze it very easily. Proper documentation we can do. Efficient coding, after seeing that flowchart, we can do efficient coding. Proper debugging, we can debug any problem if arises in our program. Then after that, efficient program maintenance. So these are the advantages. If there is advantage, then definitely I tell you that there are some disadvantages of a flowchart also there. Complex logic. Sometimes a program logic is quite complicated. In that case, a flowchart becomes complex and clumsy. Alterations and modifications. If alterations are required, then flowchart may require a complete redrawing. That means, suppose you want to make any change in your removed, there is only one way, we have to redraw it. Next, reproduction. As the flowchart symbols cannot be typed, reproduction of flowcharts becomes a problem. Means we have not any facility to write symbols, we have to draw it. So every time whenever we have to reproduce it, there is problem arises. Now I'll give you some programming practices. How? Just see here. Write an algorithm and make a flowchart to calculate the area of a circle. How we can do it? One thing I want to make you very clear: before making any flowchart, you just make a algorithm of that. After making algorithm, it is very easy to make a flowchart. So first of all, write an algorithm and make a flowchart to calculate the area of a circle. Then what we have to do? First of all, we have to make a algorithm. Read the values and store them in RAD, that means radian, and pi. Then compute area of a circle, pi into radius, and last print the value of area of circle. Now we have to do these 3 steps in our flowchart. Start your flowchart. Then first of all, read the values, that means take input, read RAD and pi. Then after that, computation means processing for radius into radius. This is the formula, pi r square, what we are doing over here. Then after that, print the value of area of circle. Then again output, and for output there is parallelogram required. You see, display area of circle, and stop. Next program, write an algorithm and make a flowchart to swap 2 numbers. For that you have 2 numbers required. Now see, read 2 numbers and store them in A and B. After that, read third number C. Then interchange the values, C equals to A equals to B, B equals to C. Print the values of A and B. Now I will make you more clear by giving one example. Suppose you are having two bottles of cold drink. In one bottle there is Thumbs Up and in another one is Maaza. Now you want to exchange the bottles cold drink. That means in Maaza one you want Thumbs Up cold drink and in Thumbs Up one you want Maaza's cold drink. So for that you have to take one another bottle. Here is that bottle C. A is Thumbs Up bottle, B is Maaza's bottle and C is another empty bottle. Now I am pouring A's cold drink in C1. That means Thumbs Up's cold drink in the empty one. Now my Thumbs Up bottle is empty. Then after that in Thumbs Up bottles I am pouring Maaza's bottle cold drink. Now A is having B's cold drink, that means Maaza. Thumbs Up. C is again empty. But A and B having that cold drink which we required. So the same thing we are doing here also. Now making the flow chart. Start is there, read two values A and B. Now read third number also C. Interchange the values, C equals to A equals to B equals to C. Display A and B and stop. Hope you all are very clear by my example. No need to explain now. Next. Let us understand it with one more example. Write an algorithm and make a flowchart to check whether a number is even or not. For checking a number even or not, you all are very familiar with it because you all are mathematical students. You are having maths in your course also. To check any number even, if the number is divisible by 2 and results remainder will come 0, in that case the number is even. So let's see. Read number. First of all, read the number, means take the number, input the number by the user. Check if number modulus 2. Modulus 2, why? It is not percent sign. It says modulus. Num modulus 2. Modulus means it will give you the remainder, not question. It will give you the remainder. After dividing any number, suppose number is 8 and if you divide that number 8 by 2, then it will go 4 times. 4 is your question. I am not talking remainder. If the number is 9, then if you divide that number 9 with 2, then you will get remainder 1. That means your number is not even, and it is quite clear. 9 is not an even number, 9 is odd number. So whenever you are getting remainder more than 0, that means that number is not even. So here we have done the same thing. Check if number modulus 2 equals to 0. If true, print the given number is even. If false, print number is not even. Start input number, then after that check is number is modulus if is number modulus 2 equals to 0. If the number is 8, then this one will true. If the number is 9, then this one is true. Means if the number modulus 2 is equals to 0, then the number is even. So this is the explanation of this number. Now the last one, write an algorithm and make a flowchart to find the factorial of a number. Factorial means, suppose I have given one number 4, then all the numbers before 4, the product of this number is known as factorial of that number. That means if I have input number 4, then 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, whatever the result is there, that is my result. See, in algorithm, read num, initialize counter fact equals to 1, j equals to 1, compute fact equals to fact into j, increment j by 1, check if j less than or equals to num. If the condition is true, repeat step 4. If false, then go to step 5, print the values stored in fact. number is 4. Fact equals to 1, j equals to 1. These are two variables. Fact equals to 1 and j equals to 1. Now fact equals to fact into j. Fact values 1, j's value 1. Result will be 1. J equals to j plus 1. That means increment in j. Now j equals to j plus 1 means 2. Now j's value changes to 2. Is j less than or equals to num? Number is what? 4. 2 less than or equals to 4. Yes, condition is true. If true, then again this step will go. Now number will multiply fact equals to fact. Fact means 1 into 2. Number is 2. Again j incremented 3. 3 less than or equals to 4. Condition true. So it will repeat many times as j is not going to increase by the number. So this is the explanation of this flowchart. Hope you all understood it. If you are not able to understand it, say it many times. You will make it understand or do by your own. As I told you also, please go through the activity section and solve it. It has to be solved in your copy. Take some help with internet also if there is any problem. I will come soon with the question of answer of this chapter. Till then, goodbye. Keep your